Alright. I heard that this situation was going on. It is, well, just a little bit of pretext. I'm sure everybody at this point is aware of the Nux Taku situation that has happened. If you guys are not aware of the Nux Taku situation, I will try to link a video in the description below so you guys can catch yourselves up. Basically, the Nux Taku situation is Nux Taku created basically a perfect environment in a Patreon-exclusive Discord that he still has active to this day for a child to get groomed in, basically. The Discord has no 18-plus warning whatsoever. A 14-year-old who Nux Taku more than likely knew was 14 requested an NSFW channel be created. Nux Taku created it at his request, and that child was exposed to tons of gore, tons of lolicon, and that child was also groomed into self-harming and dropping out of school. And so, obviously, what happened was pretty disgusting overall. Very, it just seemed like Nux Taku did not care about it whatsoever. It's more than likely Nux Taku was aware of it and just did not care in the slightest, and Nux Taku hasn't meaningfully responded to that controversy at all to this day. Like, he is constantly stalled from responding to it. And yeah, that's basically it. Also, Nux Taku, in his videos previously, a lot of his previous content, he had like the links to the websites to find lolicon, and a lot of Nux Taku's audience is prepubescent. And again, Nick Andros made a very good video showing that Nux Taku just does not care about the boundaries of children whatsoever. He, like, anytime Nux Taku talks about it, especially over the Ava Tyson situation, which is, to be honest, like, minuscule in comparison to what Nux Taku is guilty of. Nux Taku virtue signaled over that situation, so I think there's a bit of irony to bring up with that. But regardless, we have a YouTuber named Leaflit who is seemingly just, like, running massive defense for this situation. Leaflit is apparently a VTuber who a lot of people have said is in her 40s. Like, she is a boomer VTuber at this point, and she seems to be running defense for this kind of behavior. So, yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it.
Recently, a YouTuber by the name of Leaflit, who came out to defend Nux Taku and Tectone during their recent controversies, has gotten into a controversy herself.
I didn't know she defended Tectone's controversy. I guess that's not too surprising because, basically, the thing is, in her, like, actual defense of, Nux Taku, she refused. I mean, I guess we're gonna see it later, because I've heard, like, bits and pieces of it in passing, so hopefully, Internet Versus plays it. But basically, oh, hold on. I don't actually think Internet Versus plays the original context. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna keep this internet... Hold on, sorry. I know I just started this video. I'm gonna keep this video in the background, but I actually want to, like, have Leaflit's video played first, because I don't think Internet Versus plays it in this video. So we're gonna come back to this Internet Versus video. I want to actually get her, like, legitimate, like, defense of Nux Taku, because I do think that is important to play for you guys. Alright, guys. Like I said, I don't think, Internet Versus has the video from Leaflit playing. I think that this is just important context to have, just so you can understand how really, like, disgusting this defense is. Because I've seen this video already. There's apparently more stuff after this video, but I do want to have this context included in the video, just so you guys fully understand what's happening here.
I need to get to this really quick, because I don't really have much time. You all know how ridiculous this is? It's like I said, I don't even talk to them that much, right? So, dude, I don't even know about the whole thing, right? I don't even talk to them that much. They're mad at me for, like, being friends with Tectone. I don't even talk to him.
Well, Tectone was convicted, or I guess, like, found guilty in the civil case that he was stalking his ex-girlfriend and raped her. Very credible allegations. He's not able to own a gun for 10 years, so I think it's fair to say that Tectone is confirmed a rapist. Like, there's a lot of it is pretty fucking credible against him if you actually read through all the court documents.
Not much.
And not watch fucking Think Before You Sleep's video and be like, oh, look, Hassan bad, ha ha ha. That's literally all his Think Before You Sleep's video is.
I don't. Like, I've spoken to him, like twice, maybe, like, ever. And then I watched a video from him, right? Nux I've spoken to more. But, like, again, not even as much as Nyara. So
what? Nux, I haven't spoken to as much. Oh yeah, Nyara VTuber with the whole, like, I know people call Nyara VTuber a groomer just for being trans. And listen, if they handle the way they communicate about trans issues, like, I guess not as well as they could have, like, fair enough. I haven't seen any legitimate evidence of Nyara VTuber being, like, a groomer. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people are just saying that because they're transgender. They're like, oh, the transgender equals groomer. Like, that's the only thing I've seen from people saying that Nyara VTuber is a groomer. That's literally it. Like, there's no actual evidence that I've seen that would prove that. You know, if you could show us maybe them talking to, like, fucking minors behind their parents' back and saying, get on HRT, and, like, saying you need to get on HRT and intentionally not getting, like, parental consent or doing it behind the parents' back, I am all ears. But it doesn't sound like that's happening. It sounds like people are just exaggerating grooming allegations because LGBTQ people equals groomer to a lot of the right. Meanwhile, they voted for a president who refuses to release the Epstein files, and they constantly make defenses for him. So, yeah. I've also heard that this Leaflit person is, like, extraordinarily MAGA. Like, very, very MAGA. And so, I mean, it makes sense if she's going to be friends with people like Tectone or Nux Taku. And like I said, if you're friends with Tectone or Nux Taku, I'm just not going to think you're a good person if you align yourself with these people, because they are extraordinarily disgusting pieces of shit for the reasons that I mentioned before.
It's kind of like, what the fuck? What do I have to do with all of this, right? First off. Second, my entire take...
What do you have to do with this? Like, you said you've talked with Nux Taku, but, like, what do you have to do with this? Like, I feel like you could have just not given your take if you're about to run defense for it.
Is that I don't know. That was it. My entire take is I don't know.
So, educate yourself on it. Watch the Nick Andros video.
Is pretty justified. What, the Nux stuff is justified against him? The problem is I can't watch the video now.
Okay, that seems like a very stupid thing. Oh, I don't know what's happening. Oh, but I can't watch the video that will educate me on said thing that is happening. Like, that's stupid. Like, I don't know. If you think that Nick Andros' video is unreliable, if that's the take that you have, you can watch his video and explain why you think it's unreliable. But the problem is that now you just don't, like, you're saying you don't know about it and you refuse to, like, even attempt to educate yourself on the situation. I feel like that's, you're, like, trying to be willfully ignorant here, no?
Because I refuse to watch it on principle. I'll never watch it. Emir's entire take vibes, basically, so, like, what they're mad at is that I said, it's probably dumb, is what I said. And they're like...
Well, how would you know it's probably dumb if you haven't watched the video? I don't understand.
Here, let me just show it. Let me show you where it started. This is where it all started. Okay, right here. Nux still cool, or just still getting canceled? Dude, I don't even know the Nux situation at all, to be honest. But I'm gonna guess it's really stupid. That's what I'm gonna guess. Okay.
It's a very, like, that's a very stupid thing to insinuate. Like, you're saying, I'm gonna guess it's stupid, but I don't know. Like, okay, educate yourself on it. Like, if you're not willing to educate yourself on it, then don't talk about it.
Why would I say that, chat? Why would I say
like,
that?
It's almost like you were confident enough in saying that the situation was stupid, but yet you refuse to educate yourself on it. Educate yourself on it then. And then give a take based on some of the shit you've seen.
Why would I say I'm gonna guess it's probably stupid?
Because you are friends with Nux Taku and you're gonna be biased towards him?
Why would I say that? Can you guess? Because they call us racist, Nazis, homophobe, transphobe, pedo groomers all the time.
Okay, girl. Okay. They're like the point that she's using is like, oh my god, the left uses buzzwords. Okay, you guys call LGBTQ people groomers all the fucking time as well. Like, what? Like, you guys do the same shit.
It's literally the boy you cried wolf. They say it all the...
Also, not for nothing, but, like, Tectone is a legitimate fucking rapist and you're friends with Tectone. And Nux Taku allowed a perfect environment for children to get groomed in, essentially, and he didn't give a shit about it whatsoever. So, like, I don't think you can use the, oh, it's just buzzwords as an excuse. It's not really going to resonate with people that actually look into the situation.
Time. So, like, why would I give it any sort of fucking credibility at all? What?
Look into it then. Do your fucking due diligence.
Why would I? Why would I? A bunch of leftists scream about the person, and they're like, just believe me. Like, why the fuck would I?
You can just look into the information yourself if you don't believe it, and then give a take based on the information you see. Like, this is not a leftist bad situation. This is you just refusing to even educate yourself on the situation. Like,
right? Also, the guy who accused Nux is retarded. No, he is retarded.
Whoa!
He is retarded. That guy's retarded for sure. I'm gonna show you why he's retarded. But anyway, I'm just gonna do this first, all right? Imagine getting canceled for not taking the purity oath that people want to see you dead in the first place. That's my point. That's my point, and I will explain it, okay? But let's watch this first. I don't know what's going on with Nux. Like, I mean, I don't know the story behind it, but I'm pretty sure that the drama's probably dumb. There's probably a lot of misunderstandings. That's my guess. Because they always do it. They always do it, and I can prove to you that they always do it right now. Just using my own situation. My own situation. I could show you guys, right? That person is posting the clip is a huge Hassan fan. Of course he is.
Okay. Like, all right, Hassan is bad. Like, okay, what's the worst that Hassan has done? Like, yes, Hassan is not a good person. He's made calls to violence on stream plenty of times. He's fucking shocked his dog. I don't think that's good at all. And he went to a brothel that might have had underage women, but we don't even know if Hassan knew the ages of the women there. And also, he might have went to a Diddy party. So yeah, Hassan is bad, but guess what? They are not nearly as bad as someone like Tectone, who is like a legitimate rapist, and fucking Nux Taku, who is allows children to get groomed in his fucking Discord and redirects children in his audience to lolicon websites. So I would say that is much worse than anything that Hassan has done. Like, you guys are much worse. You guys are worse, and you don't care. That's the problem, is that the hypocrisy with you guys and this fucking MAGA idiot VTuber person is much worse. Like, and you refuse to educate yourself on the situation. You're being willfully fucking stupid about it. That's the problem.
Thank you for the bits, Ace. I'm pretty sure the furry gooner is trying. Oh my god, you want to know something too, chat? Every time these people come after me and they're like, you're a groomer. You support groomers. I click their fucking. I click their account. It is full of gooning material.
Okay. Just to be clear, if something is full of gooning material, that doesn't necessarily mean they're a groomer. Like, if you're gooning to legal adults, I don't care about that. If you're in support of lolicon, that's concerning. And Nux Taku, there is plenty of evidence to support that Nux Taku is into lolicon, just to be absolutely clear, and you're friends with the guys, so again, this point is not really gonna resonate with me or anyone with half a fucking brain, truthfully.
Fucking it's just gooning. It's like just porn all over their account.
Yeah, but you're friends with Nux Taku, who is a fucking lolicon enthusiast and has hentai in his fucking, like, thumbnail or whatever. So, like, okay, yeah, sure. Is that, like, your big own against these people? Oh my god, it's gooning material. Okay, girl, check your own fucking spaces then.
Every time. So what happened?
This is also very ironic. Apparently, she got, like, her Discord got exposed for some really gross shit as well, which we're gonna get into way later when we watch the Internet Versus video. But again, I wanted to watch this video first.
Okay, is there a video?
Yes, there is a video going over it. It's the Nick Andros video. She knows this. She literally mentioned earlier in this video that, I couldn't get through the fucking Nick Andros video. I can't watch it. Like, yes, there is a video going over it. The Nick Andros video. Watch the Nick Andros video. She knows this. She knows this.
Actually, you know what, to be honest, I don't even want to get involved in any of this drama.
Oh, okay. Wait, so is there a video going over it? Actually, I don't want to get involved. You want to know why she doesn't want to get involved? I think she knows that the Nux Taku shit is indefensible, but she doesn't want to, like, fucking, like, throw away Nux Taku as a friend or whatever. This might actually be, like, a legitimate example of purity testing on the right. Like, maybe she just doesn't want to, like, lose opportunities with Nux Taku or any other right-wing grifter. And so, like, she actually is, like, she's actively running defense for grooming here. Like, just to be absolutely clear, that's what Leaflit is doing, is she's running defense for pedophilia and grooming and rape. Because she's friends with Tectone and, like, a bunch of other people. Just to be clear, like, this is a legitimate example of purity testing going on in, like, right-wing grifting spaces.
Just being real. Yeah, I just don't care. The reason why is because I would rather talk about other things. That's it. I'd rather talk about other things.
So why are you talking about it at all now? That doesn't make any sense. If you would rather talk about other things, you're spending a lot of time talking about this, and this is a 30-minute video segment. You want to talk about other things, but you're spending all this time talking about how you don't want to talk about a situation. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes no sense.
There's, like, so much shit going on right now. Guys, we got fucking aliens to talk about?
Oh, yeah. And guess what? We also have fucking the Epstein files, which your goat, Donald Trump, and your MAGA, apparently, and you want to suck Trump's cock, refuses to release the Epstein files because let's be honest, he is probably on the predator list of the Epstein files. There's no other reason why Trump would withhold the Epstein files. There's no other reason.
It's the last thing I want to talk about.
But Bill Clinton was on the file. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, Bill Clinton's on the files. He should be condemned as well. Who cares? Trump should release all the files unredacted to make sure that, like, the ball is in his court. Trump is still a predator in the Epstein files. That, like, again, a lot of these people, they'll be like, but what about this? What about the Democrats on the Epstein file? Again, engage with the argument. Stop fucking avoiding and deflecting. Like, Trump is probably on the files, okay? Engage with the fucking argument. Stop doing this, like, weird fucking whataboutism about all these, like, other fucking, like, oh, all these Democrats on the Epstein files. Okay? Engage with the fucking argument.
I don't really care that much. I don't really care about, some accusations.
Oh, okay. So now we've went from, oh, I don't want to educate myself on the situation, to now I don't care that Nux Taku is allowing children to get groomed in his Discord. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's our first mask-off moment there of Leaflit just being like, I don't care that children get groomed. Interesting. So you're gonna run narratives for trans people like Nara VTuber being allegedly groomers, or like you're gonna run defense for people on the left allegedly being groomers, but the moment it happens to anyone in right-leaning spaces, you're just gonna hand wave it. Interesting. I love the selective nuance here. It's like, oh, she'll educate herself as long as it over-validates her political bias, but she won't educate herself on something if it robs her from potential networking opportunities in right-wing grifting spaces. Interesting. Okay, we gotta love the selective nuance here.
Mooneypool equipped their own special item.
Oh god, what is it? Are you fucking serious? Anyway, so the point is that, one, why would I think that it's probably bullshit? Because of pattern recognition. That's it.
Pattern recognition? Huh?
Because so many times, and this has happened even to me.
Sorry, the dog whistle, fucking went off in my brain. Like, I kept thinking, because usually when people say pattern recognition, usually it's a white supremacist dog whistle. And so, like, the fucking dog whistle just, like, went off in my head. Are we weirdly making a what?
They've just...
that could be a reach on my part, but, like, genuinely, like, again, a lot of white supremacists will say pattern recognition as a dog whistle, so it's a little bit very strange that she would bring that up as a reason for not educating herself on the Nux Taku situation.
Shit up about me. So, like, of course, I'm just like, okay, there's this leftist person saying this shit, yeah, like, fuck them, right? Yeah, it's like, I don't care, right? And the thing is like, let me explain to you. Hold on, I'll let it go first. Oh, sorry. And then so this part was about, why I don't want to talk about it, because I would just rather talk about other stuff right now.
So talk about other stuff. You dedicated like a 30-minute video talking about this situation then?
It's really taking so much of the time. And plus, right, like, but...
So I guess children potentially getting groomed in the Discord is not that important, but talking about, like, not educating yourself on it is enough for you to make a 30-minute video on it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, girl. Makes total fucking sense.
Especially if it has to do...
This woman is in her 40s, by the way, allegedly. Like, I've heard a lot of people say that she's in her 40s. Her age is not listed anywhere online, but tons of people are saying that she's in her 40s, so... I mean, I guess I'll just move forward with that understanding. Like, if this is a woman in her 40s and she refuses to educate herself on this situation, but then will run the narrative that people on the left are groomers, that is insane political bias. I just want to make that clear.
With people I know have a high chance of being, people I know have a high chance of being slandered. Oh my god, I keep getting distracted, I'm so sorry. So what I was saying is, when I know that it's a person who is highly likely to get giga slandered, and it's not something that the person said directly themselves.
Yeah, the problem is that you refuse to watch the Nick Andros video. You, like, actively are like, there's other shit I want to talk about. You refuse to educate yourself on it, and you're still giving a take on it. That's what makes this whole thing extraordinarily stupid, is that, like, you're so confident on, like, this take that you have and this perspective you have, but you refuse to engage with the material where these claims stemmed from to begin with. Like, if you really are confident that these allegations are false, why don't you look at the evidence and give a reason as to why it's false or why it might be overblown or, like, anything? But you refuse to engage with the material.
right? Like a person said directly themselves and like they explained like their point of view. Everything's like preventing me from talking about this today, I guess. But yeah, when it's a person who I know that has a high percentage chance of it, obviously I would be more weary about it. Second, why would I talk about it under those circumstances? Like knowing that the person very likely has a lot of people out to get them and out to like take anything they can in the worst possible light.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think a lot of people don't like Nux Taku? Nux Taku is a right-wing grifter that says a lot of shit online, and he's very provocative about it. Like, Nux Taku is totally fine with bombing other countries, and he calls them shithole countries intentionally. Like, he intentionally tries to be a dickhead when he talks about these issues. I think, and also, Nux Taku is incredibly stupid as well, like, when he talks about these issues. People have a pretty good reason not to like him. Oh, and let's not forget the Shadman Lolly stuff as well. His ties to that before this whole Discord situation happened. People have a pretty good reason not to like Nux Taku, but yet you're so adamant, and you're immediately going to, oh, people are slandering him when you refuse to educate yourself on the material.
Right? Why would I look into that immediately?
Because you are adamant on it being false, so it would make sense to look into the information to determine whether it is or it isn't false. But again, you refuse to engage with the material, and you're so confident that it's false. But in reality, I think what's happening here is it makes sense. I think Leaflit probably saw the material before she started streaming and giving her take on the situation. I think she knows the extent of how bad it is, but she refuses to engage with it because she knows it's bad, and she knows if she pulls it up on stream that it's going to be indefensible. That's why she refuses to engage with the material whatsoever. And so, like, she's like, no, why would I ever engage with it? No, girl, you know why it's bad. It makes sense. I think she knows how bad it is, and she refuses to engage with it because she doesn't want to paint light or draw awareness to how bad the behavior truly is.
I can wait.
Like, this is actually, like, legitimately just her running hard defense for Nux Taku.
A little bit for more information, right? And third...
What more information do you need? All the information is available for you to go, wow, Nux Taku is really disgusting. It's all in the Nick Andros video. It's all there. Watch the video. Watch the fucking video. You're like, I need more information. The information's there. You refuse to educate yourself on the material anyways. Even if you got, quote-unquote, more information, you would choose not to educate yourself on it unless you knew for sure it exonerated Nux Taku. This person is being stupid about this. Like, your logic, Leaflit, makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense.
For those of you who are... I think it was literally in this stream, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was this exact same stream, actually, where we watched something on the Ten situation with Tens and, like, his girlfriend, right? We watched that, right? And remember I said, yeah, well, I don't know what the story is from, like, their point of view. This is, like, people from the outside looking in, and I don't know about, like, any of their personal statements. Remember I said...
Oh, that's great. What does this have to do with the Nux Taku situation?
Said that? So I said, I don't really know. And do you want to know another situation where I did it? Nyara, do you remember? Do you remember everyone said that Nyara is all for kids getting groomed? And I said
Nyara did not say that, by the way. Just to be absolutely clear, I know about the Nyara VTuber situation. I think Nyara is, like, very terrible when it comes to communicating their points. They also seem to watch Hassan a lot, which is a little bit cringe, but I can excuse that for the time being, given that our administration is literally running defense for predators and pedophilia. So I can excuse Nyara's liking for Hassan, even if I may not like it as much, and I can excuse Nyara being, like, a far leftist. And also, I can also say that, like, the grooming narratives seem very overblown by them. Like, I have yet to see evidence that they actually groom children, but it seems like Leaflit is willing to totally be fine with saying that because it affirms her political bias, because she's extraordinarily MAGA and probably stupid as a result.
That's not what...
Because, like, if you are MAGA, you are absolutely fucking brain-rotted and delusional, like, inherently.
They were saying that Nyara said that Nyara agrees with kids getting groomed. I'm like, that's not even what Nyara said in that clip.
Yeah. That's not what Nyara said at all.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But you seem to be biased towards it. That's the problem that I have, is just because they're LGBTQ that, like, suddenly, like, now you're, like, very biased about it.
So how is it surprising at all that I would do the same thing for Nux? Because
Nux Taku is much worse than Nyara VTuber. Like, Again, you could just look at Nick Andros's video and see the evidence that he provides. Like, you could actually just watch it and take time out of your day to watch it if you really... Like, again, you could have watched a majority of Nick Andros's video by now with the length of that this video currently is, but you've spent all this time talking about why you refuse to even, like, look into it.
How is it surprising that I would be like, okay, well, you know, I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know what's going on. It's probably stupid, because it almost always is stupid.
How would you know that? You didn't watch the video.
So, yeah. What does Nara have to say about puberty blockers? Well, I don't think that's the same thing. Right? I don't think that's the same thing.
Again, if people can show Nyara VTuber saying that, like, 13-year-olds or 14-year-olds should, like, take hard HRT and make it irreversible, and, like, they're doing it intentionally without parental consent or behind the parent's back, like, I am all ears, but... So far, like, no one has even shown that. Like, it just seems like Nyara, like, wants gender-affirming care for kids, but they are not as great at expressing it or wording it that way. Like, again, I've yet to see actual evidence that Nyara is, like, grooming children. It's fucking insane that people are willing to run that narrative, but then, like, will not even bat an eye at Trump being a potential fucking pedophile, which he most likely is a pedophile because he refuses to release the Epstein files.
What they did was they were taking what Nyara said out of context. I don't remember the exact quote, but I don't remember the exact quote. It was a while ago, but I watched the video that people were talking about. No, oh, it was the Kinsey one. Was it? What's his name? Was his name Kinsey? It was the... That's the one. That's the one it was. It was the Kinsey thing. With, like, the dude... You know the dude who, like, ran the experiment with, like, the 2 kids? And, like, people were saying, like, oh, like, see, like, Nyara approves of that person. And I was like, no, that's... Oh, sorry, Money, not Kinsey. What am I talking about? John Money, yes. So Nyara did a video on John Money, and everyone was like, see, Nyara loves John Money. I was like, what? And, like, I watched the whole video, and I was like, no, that's not even what Nyara said. So, like, this whole thing is particularly annoying because I always just try to give a balanced take on something. I wait for the info. Unless...
Yeah, but the problem is that you have access to all the info you need to tell you that Nux Taku is a really disgusting, gross person, and, like, that he has redirected kids to Lolicon several times, and he's also had a 14-year-old in his Discord that he more than likely knew was 14 get groomed into dropping out of school and self-harming. Like, you have all the information available, and you refuse to fucking educate yourself on it. That's the problem with this entire thing, is that you're being willfully stupid about this entire thing. And I feel like it's intentional because you know how bad the situation is, to be honest with you. I genuinely think it's intentional based on the way you're talking about it.
The person said themselves, because I can just check it, right? I can just check it myself.
You could look into it. That's the whole problem with this thing, is you could very well look into it. You have a video doing all the research for you. All you have to do is just sit down on your ass and react to it. That's it. That's all you have to do.
If it's like, oh yeah, you know, I got like this thing and then this person said this and then like I
Oh my god, that's not what's happening though. You have a video doing all the research for you.
Got these logs and I don't even know the context of those logs.
Oh my god. What context do you need? What context would suddenly change it? Like seriously, the DMs are bad. The only thing that would exonerate Nux Taku is if the DMs are fake. But I highly doubt Nick Andros would risk his credibility to show fake DMs as a result of what Nux Taku is doing. And also given the fact that Nux Taku seems to be stalling his response to the entire situation, kind of clues me into him sort of, like, I guess, communicating his guilt in that regard.
Why would I take any of that for... Okay, like, put it this way, guys. Let me give you an example. So this is, like, what I heard, okay? This is what I heard. I was talking about this with somebody. Who was I talking about this with?
It's interesting. I'm looking at Leaflit's chat, and they all seem to be like right-wing freaks. Like, one of them is like, Nyara's still very much in favor of groomers. They also say he on purpose to... I know a lot of people, like, it's one thing if you mistake somebody's, like, gender, if they're transgender, but a lot of these right-wing freaks intentionally say he because they think that transgender people are not, like, legitimate or whatsoever, or they're not valid, so they're not going to affirm their gender. They think Nyara was, like, born male, so they're going to say, okay, Nyara's a he. They insist on doing that. So they say that Nyara is for groomers, but they refuse to talk about Donald Trump being on the Epstein files. So it's very interesting. Like, they care about grooming and pedophilia one moment, but they don't care when it happens on their own political side. It's very interesting.
It was somebody. It was actually somebody that was, like, more conservative, like, kind of a more right-wing person, was telling me that...
But you're MAGA, though, so that's interesting.
That it was proof that And again, like, I haven't seen the screenshots myself, just to be very...
So why are you talking about it then? If you haven't seen the situation, why are you spending so much time talking about it then?
clear and very honest here.
Oh my god, this person's so stupid. Holy shit.
I haven't seen the screenshots myself, but what they told me, this is like their words, right? They told me, well, Nux spoke in Discord at the same time that the other person allegedly said that they were like underage, right? Now, I think a lot of people might see that and be like, wow, that's definitive proof that like a person knew, but it's not.
Why? If it's around the same time that, like, a Discord message happened, it's very unlikely that Nux Taku didn't know the age of the person. It's very, very unlikely. Nux Taku refuses to give any meaningful response to the situation.
Because I do this in Discord all the time. I'll go
Okay, wow. We're really going down the self-report route.
to Discord, I'll drop a one-liner and I'll leave. And I'll like immediately tab out to like talk to somebody else. So like anything else that gets posted in the scroll, I didn't even see it.
Okay. Okay, so we went from not wanting to educate ourselves on the situation, and then you heard one snippet of a friend that told you what happened. They're like, Nux Taku talked around the same time that somebody claimed they were underage, but that doesn't mean that they knew they were underage. Nux Taku said one thing, and then they tabbed out. Like, very interesting, like, mental gymnastics of cope that we're experiencing here. That Nux Taku somehow didn't know the age, but it's very unlikely because they made it clear that they were a minor several times in the Discord server.
So like the idea that there's no other possible explanation for that is just retarded.
Wow. So fucking balanced of you. And totally not a biased take on your part or anything.
Yeah, this is my point. Is like I just try to be fair to people. Like when it comes to like, you know, coming after a person's reputation and like shit.
Guys, I try to be fair to people that allow grooming and allow pedophilia in my own political party. I try to be very fair to those people because those people have feelings. You could hurt their tiny feelings. You could hurt the groomer or pedophile's feelings if you fucking talk like this. You could hurt the rapist's feelings, especially if you're friends with Tectone, who was credibly accused of stalking and raping his ex-girlfriend. And the civil court deemed him not stable enough to own a fucking firearm for 10 years.
On them, I want to know their side of the story.
Nux Taku refuses to respond to the situation. He, like, hasn't given it any meaningful response. I feel like that's, I don't know. You feel like it's okay to want to take some time to respond to all the claims, like a couple of days or maybe even a couple of weeks, but it's been weeks and Nux Taku refuses to even engage with the material.
Because it's important. Now, are there cases in which, like, are there cases in which, like, the evidence is, like, completely ironclad? Of course. There are cases like that, right?
And Nux Taku is one of them, and you refuse to engage with the material that would suggest so.
Are there cases where, like, people have dissected, like, everything that happened? Sure.
Oh my god.
And are there cases where a person says something and then they explain their position and, like, you still disagree with it, you still think it's awful? Yeah, of course. But the idea that I'm supposed to have an opinion when I don't even know what happened is
you can educate yourself on it. There's a whole video telling you what happened, and you refuse to do so.
fucking retarded. Right, so anyway.
Not really. I feel like it's like a very simple thing to do is look at the video, and if you think that the video is exaggerated or false, you can say why you think it's exaggerated or false. I feel like it's not a difficult concept to understand.
Like this goes into like this entire thing where like this entire mob comes after me and then I fucking post this. I say the idea that I should give a take when I don't know the story from the accused side and without viewing any evidence at all myself is retarded. I even treated Tens with the exact same.
Yeah, but the problem is that you refuse to educate with the material.
Exactly the 10 situation, exactly the same with this consistency. The fact you guys can't understand that is the reason you're all fake and gay, which is true.
Fake and gay. Wow, fake and gay. Incredible stuff.
By the way, this is all about hentai and BS that no one in their brain would care about. It's basically the whole you sent them pics of anime women, which means you groomed them. See, like, I don't even know what happened.
So fucking educate yourself on what happened. Oh my god. Like, you're so... This is the problem, is that you came in this situation already under the belief that Nux Taku is innocent. Like, you think, like, you definitively know that he's innocent. And then you're like, but I don't know what happened. You refuse to educate yourself on the material, and you think that Nux Taku is innocent. That is the I don't think it's difficult to understand what the problem is with the way you're engaging with this. I think it's not a difficult concept. You're being intentionally and willfully ignorant and stupid about it.
getting Emmy. Dude,
Holy fuck, MAGA is like really like insanely stupid. I really like it's actually mind-blowing how fucking utterly stupid MAGA is. It's actually crazy.
a little bit. The difference is I don't really give a fuck. These people suck.
Well, there you go. You don't seem to give a fuck that children are getting groomed. I feel like you could just say that instead of like doing all these like mental gymnastics, because the reality is this person, and I know this is going to be a strong take to have. This Leaflit person doesn't give a fuck that children are getting raped. Just to be absolutely clear, I don't think you care that children get raped on Epstein Island. That's why you refuse to denounce Donald Trump, who refuses to release the Epstein files. That's why you refuse to not be friends with Tectone and Nux Taku, because you'll get purity tested out of your spaces for calling them out. Like I think you're an inconsistent person, Leaflit. I don't think you care that children get abused or raped or be exposed to nasty material on Discord. I think you're inconsistent. I don't think you actually care about any of these issues. I think you're incredibly inconsistent. You refuse to educate yourself on the Nux Taku stuff, which is all pretty damning stuff. If you actually watched Nick Andros' video, yeah, I don't know. I think you're being intentionally stupid about this whole situation.
Anyway, so
of course, Chibi Reviews is in the fucking comments. Like, why wouldn't he be? Of course, Chibi Reviews is there.
So, like, this happened, and then, dude, this escalated so fucking hard, and, like, I'm honestly okay with it, right? Like, it's like, oh, well, Leaflet, you should have just said nothing. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
You certainly are spending a lot of time talking about why you don't want to talk about the situation. That's for sure.
If I think these people are faking gay, I'm just gonna say they're faking gay, because they are. Sapphire, thank you so much for the video.
Yeah, but you don't know that for sure, because you don't want to watch Nick Andros' video.
It's okay, Leaflet, I don't give a shit about Nux either. Yeah, and the thing is, it's like that's the sentiment from a lot of people I know.
That because a lot of people in your MAGA right-wing echo chambers don't care when grooming and pedophilia happens on your own side. You guys don't care about that, but you'll care about it if it happens in like a left-leaning space, or you'll probably talk about the Epstein files, but only talk about the fact that Bill Clinton is there because you're scared of getting purity tested out of your own spaces. That's the reality.
A lot of people I know disagree with each other. There's plenty of people, both left and right, that don't want to have anything to do with Nux, and there's people on the left and right that don't want anything to do with Hassan. It's the same thing, right? Like I don't know. And again, the idea that they're entitled to my opinion. So anyway, so after this, right? They kind of get super mad at me in this thread, and it just kind of goes on and on, right? And you know, like Tyga over here is like kind of, yeah, talking to me about it. And, hold on,
you got Tactical Templar in your replies. Wow. You mean Tactical Templar, who says that age of consent is a trap for men and that it is impossible to rape your spouse? The guy who has, like, complete religious psychosis and he's, like, a total grifter? Wow. That's definitely a sign that I should, trust you. Wow. It's definitely a good sign.
Finally, wow, I can't even find it. Wow. All of their posts are so buried, actually, on this algorithm. That's funny. Because this is, like, a completely different, account. And all of their posts are buried. But, which means no one liked them. But anyway.
That's not necessarily true. Just because if no one likes a post, like, that doesn't necessarily prevent it from not getting in the algorithm. It reduces your chances of it, but, like, that's not how that works. But okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know, Twitter doesn't have a dislike button, Leaflit. It's just not how that works. But okay, I guess we're gonna just keep coping throughout this entire stream about how Nux Taku is somehow innocent. We're just gonna keep running defense for pedophilia and grooming in this video, because that's definitely what she is doing here, just to be clear.
Let's see, so there was that one.
It's honestly crazy how the goalpost has shifted. You know, like, not that long ago, like, people had, like, very strong takes on pedophilia and rape, but now, like, being against pedophilia and rape is a political position now. It's actually, like, very insane.
Okay. So, okay, I remember where it goes now. So, I said this, right? And then completely unrelated, right? Because people were talking about there being, like, minors on Discord, and how, like, minors are being exposed to, like, bad content. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty clear that, like, again, Nux Taku created an NSFW channel at the request of the 14-year-old, and that 14-year-old was exposed to tons of porn, tons of lolicon, tons of gore. They also were getting tons of DMs of that stuff, and they were also groomed into self-harming and dropping out of school. So, it's pretty bad. It's pretty fucked up, and Nux Taku definitely plays a role in it. Like, I'm not going to say that Nux Taku himself is a groomer, But he certainly doesn't want to help children either out of grooming situations. He certainly doesn't care about it either. So, it's pretty bad.
And like, you know, obviously, like, I heard about it, right? Obviously, like...
Yeah, you heard about it, but you don't want to educate yourself on it.
Like, this is, like, a similar thing to, like, what Nux was talking about. But completely aside the point from that, I was just thinking about it myself. And I was like, why are all... Hold on. I'm like, so you're telling me that there are these kids on the internet looking at porn and their parents aren't even, like, monitoring, like, what they're looking at?
Wow. Okay. Wow. Amazing. Wow. That's your big own? That, like, wow. Oh my god. The parents should be more responsible of their kids. Wow. No shit. No shit. They should be better. But guess what? The perpetrators and the actual people enabling this shit, Nux Taku is one of the people that was enabling it, has a responsibility to make sure that shit doesn't fucking happen. Wow. Wow. We're really... The mental gymnastics to fucking defend Nux Taku here could honestly qualify for the Olympics. This is insane.
And I was like, what? Right? I was like, what? And so, like, I was like, you know what? You know, this is just me thinking about it. I'm just me thinking on my own. You know who's at fault? You know who has a lot of the blame here? Fucking parents.
Wow. Wow. The person enabling the child to get groomed, they have no blame whatsoever. The person actually grooming the child, they're innocent. It's the parents for allowing that shit to happen. This is the same logic that a lot of people who want to deny or downplay rape accusations use. This is literally the same logic. We have to understand this. You know, like, let's just say that, like, someone's daughter at, like, a high school or a college party gets raped or something. And then you'll have, like, the fucking board systems or, like, the bureaucracy saying, well, you know, you shouldn't have attended that party knowing the risks of this happening to you. Or, oh, the parents should have been more aware, or the person next to them should have been more aware that that kind of thing could happen, and you're putting yourself in that position to allow that sort of thing to happen to you. This is the same, like, level of logic that, like, a lot of, like, rape apologists use. We have to understand this. Again, this person does not care that children are getting groomed. I'm pretty confident in saying that.
Parents need to take care of their kids. Because
yeah, no shit.
How are their kids getting online looking at 18 plus content? How is that possible?
Because the fucking warnings online are a joke and they're easy to bypass. I did it all the time as a kid. Not that I'm traumatized from it, but, like, I wouldn't use me as, like, a barometer to say it's okay for other children to be doing that shit.
Right, so I made a post about it because I was like, dude, this is so dumb. Like, and this was, again, just like a thought, like, in my stream of thought. Right? This is just, like, all of the thoughts that come to my mind, and, like, this is like, actually, like, we have to understand, this is an example of purity testing on the right. She is so terrified of getting canceled by right-wing spaces that she has to be okay with grooming. She has to be okay with pedophilia. She has to be okay with children getting raped, basically. She has to be totally fine with it to not get purity tested out of her own spaces. This is a legitimate example in 4K of allowing this kind of behavior to happen and making excuses for it. And this woman is in her 40s, too, by the way. Like, you would think that she would be more educated on this kind of shit happening. But, no. I guess not. In my mind. And so I just posted it. And I posted this cute, like, ogre cat because it was a cute gift, right? And this one, dude, people got so fucking mad at me. In the most ridiculous ways, right? The most ridiculous ways. Safe Lama here saying, after seeing how some of the people are reacting to this post, yeah, so you want to know how people reacted to this post?
Wow. I gotta love that we're also using, like, Twitter as, like, a fucking source for things. Like, I love that Twitter, like, again, that's another thing, is a lot of these spaces take Twitter more seriously than they actually should. Like, Twitter is not real. Like, most people that talk on Twitter wouldn't actually talk like they would in the real world. Like, a lot of accounts are either AI generated or they just, like, pretend to be someone that they're not. They exaggerate who they are. Like, Twitter is not a reflection of the real world. And a lot of these people, unfortunately, they'll, like, use Twitter as, like, a source and be like, oh my god, look at what this person is saying on Twitter or whatever. Like, this is a sign that someone is, like, this is a, like, terminally online 40-year-old that refuses to educate herself on grooming in 4K.
You guys want to know? Dude, I gotta show it to you. It's actually so crazy. It's unreal. I couldn't believe it, actually. Like, when I was reading it, I was like, holy fuck, we are so cooked. Yeah, so anyway, Safe Llama here, like, basically sums up, like, what I'm thinking is, after seeing how some people are reacting to this post, I'm concerned. The people who have a problem with this seem to think that they don't have to put in any effort or the bare minimum of effort into raising their kids properly and making sure they're safe from potential threats. That was my whole...
Yeah, and guess who the potential threat was? Nux Taku was one of them. Nux Taku was one of the threats. Who do you think that threat is? Who do you think they are?
Point.
Oh, are we just not gonna talk about that part? We're just not gonna talk about the potential threat in Nux Taku's Discord, Nux Taku being one of those threats to children? Interesting.
Is it like, you know, say what you will about Roblox, say what you will about all of these things. Where are the parents at? Where are they at? Because you remember what I said, chat? Remember what I said about how...
I think a bigger person to blame is the person actually doing the grooming and the actual, like, engaging or allowing this behavior to happen rather than the parents who... Yes, are the parents at fault? Yes. Guess who's more to blame? The person actually causing that harm to the child. What an insane copium response to give. Like this is insane fucking copium.
The last line of defense is you for anything. Like, when it comes to literally anything, you, your own personal agency, is the last line of defense for anything. Whether that's self-defense in a situation, or that's taking care of your kids, you're always the last line of defense. So, like, if you don't take personal responsibility for anything, you're removing like the most powerful tool that you have. Yeah,
no shit. I wonder if she's ever gonna apply this to the actual people in the Discord that were engaging in this kind of behavior. I wonder if she's actually gonna apply the same level of criticism there, or if she's just gonna completely gloss over it. Take a wild guess what she's gonna do. I'll give you a hint. She's MAGA, and a lot of MAGA people refuse to criticize Donald Trump, so I guess we'll see what she thinks about people in the right doing this to children as well.
Correct? Because here's the thing. These things can be bypassed. All of these, like, security measures can be bypassed.
Wow,
you know what can't be bypassed?
so
you
true.
Actually sitting down, talking to your kids, and monitoring what they do.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm an advocate of straight up keylogging your kids. I'm not even lying.
Wow.
Put a fucking like thing on their computer and just keylog their entire computer.
Wow.
Why wouldn't you?
So true, Queen. You got it. My favorite hag queen. Ooh woo.
Right, and it's kind of like, yeah, I totally agree. Kids don't have a right to privacy. A keylogger and a tracker, yeah, totally.
Do you have children of your own, girl? Like, you're in your 40s. Like, you would think that you would at least have children of your own. Do you have children of your own? Do you monitor your own children, or are you just like, are you so fucking like unfuckable that no guy ever wants to talk to you ever? Like, genuinely, I'm genuinely asking. Are you like so fucking like? Does nobody ever want to talk to you ever because you run defense for this shit constantly? And like an actual man looks at that and goes, yeah, I don't want this person to be the mother of my kids. You're not going to protect my own kids, clearly, with the takes that you're having here. So why the fuck would I ever have babies with you? Is it like, I'm genuinely asking. Like, I like, honestly.
So that's kind of what I mean. Is like, why wouldn't you, right? Especially in a world where we do have the technology, right?
Wow.
You could throw an air tag on your kid and you could track where they go. You could do all this stuff. And you might say like, wow, Leaf, that's really like, you know, kids deserve freedom. No, they don't. No. I reject the entire fucking thing. Kids deserve freedom and privacy.
Well, they certainly had a lot of freedom in Nux Taku's Discord, and you still have yet to watch Nick Andros' video. You've spent more than half this video talking and coping about this shit, as opposed to actually educating yourself on the situation.
Nope.
Like I said, this woman's fine with pedophilia and children getting raped. I'm just gonna be absolutely real with you. That, like, she's not gonna say it like that, but she's totally complicit in it, and she's totally fine with it.
Microchip your children. You heard it here first. Well, like a fucking cat. Like those those my cat is lost. Like, but anyway, my whole point is that it's the last line. It's the last line of defense. Like you gotta be responsible for your own kids. Like at the end, right? And that's not to say.
Yeah. So you also it's also the responsibility of the people that have minors in their Discord to make sure that this kind of shit doesn't happen either. But again. We just have to find every reason to cope about Nux Taku being a really bad person that does not care about children getting groomed in their Discord.
That other things can't be responsible for it, right? That's not to say that other things aren't also other things do bear like a social responsibility, a social duty to like actually do things, right? But the one who has the most is the parents, because they're the ones that should be even protecting them from even getting close to this stuff. Anyway, so. Let me see if I can find any. How to set up your kid's iPad, you destroy it. I just said just buy them a fucking Super Nintendo. Like, you just buy them like one of those old, like, like, you know, there's like emulator, like Super Nintendo classics. And just buy them that and hook it up. It's like literally impossible for it to fuck up. It's literally impossible. Oh my god, you've been instilling good moral virtues and a sense of accountability into kids, makes them better human beings. You knew. Crazy, right? It's actually funny because all of these people, their comments are so buried. Again, this is a neutral. This is a different account.
Just because somebody's comments are buried doesn't make them less valid. Like, it's very interesting that this woman thinks that, like, Twitter and, like, the amount of likes you get on a Twitter post is, like, actually reflective of what happens in the real world and reflective of what reality is. Again, that shows how terminally online this woman is. It's like she's, like, incredibly terminally online.
With, like, a completely neutral algorithm or whatever. And all of these people have their shit buried in here. Okay, do you want to see, like, how hard this escalated? Chat.
It's almost like fucking Twitter is an inherently right-leaning platform, and a bunch of right-leaning idiots are totally fine with dumb idiots, groomers existing in their political sphere. Again, you could be a pedophile and a rapist and still exist in right-leaning spaces. It's totally fine.
And this actually proves...
Just as long as you don't criticize Trump. That's, like, the only, like, bottom line that they care about, really.
My point from earlier, by the way. Remember the point I said about how, why should I believe anything? Why should I? Oh, I'm trying to. What did I say? I said exactly. Why should I? Like, it's probably stupid. You know, I said it's probably stupid. This is literally why.
So look into it then.
I said that.
You have a video literally, like, educating you and telling you all the information you need to know.
Because of this stuff. Look at this. Look at this guy's post. Look at this absolute fucking clown. They don't tell you this, but if a minor wanders into a Discord server, you can just grape them.
Why not? That's so weird. Why? I hate when people say grape or SA or whatever. Like, SA is, like, a little bit less bad because, like, maybe you don't want to trigger somebody. But, like, I hate when people say grape. It's so immature. It's like, say rape and then censor it. Or say sexual assault and then censor the word. Like, be a fucking adult. It's not a fucking fruit. Like, I hate when people, like, diminish, like, a horrific and traumatizing thing.
This is, like, his like,
And also, by the way, Nick Andros is kind of speaking facts here. Like, basically, you are running defense for children getting groomed, and you're victim blaming by saying that it's the parents' fault. Yes, it is the parents' fault, but it is also the fault of the people that are engaging in the bad behavior, which you refuse to acknowledge, and you refuse to educate yourself on this situation. You are a very, very stupid person, and you are intentionally being stupid about this because you just want... You're obviously biased to the right. You're obviously biased to MAGA. That's what this entire thing is, and you're scared of getting purity tested out of your own party. That's what's happening here. And you're scared of it. You're absolutely fucking terrified to your core. That's all it is. That's all this is. And you will allow children to get raped as long as it doesn't purity test the fuck out of you. And you're not going to get any pushback from it because the right is totally fine with children getting raped.
Him trying to quote me saying that 90% of society's problems can be solved by parents doing their fucking job. Yeah. Like, this is such an insane reach. Like, what the fuck?
Well, you certainly don't seem to care that Nux Taku is totally fine with it.
What kind of rebuttal?
I don't think it's a reach either. And also, you want to talk about reaches. Earlier in this video, you gave an example about how, oh, that doesn't mean Nux Taku knows the age of the person, despite the fact that they said that they're 14 not long after Nux Taku was giving his message in the Discord server. It's very unlikely Nux Taku didn't know the age of the person. And you're giving, like, an insane reach saying, but it's possible that Nux Taku didn't see it whatsoever, the age of the person or whatever. Okay. You want to talk about reaches, you gave a reach as long as it was biased to whatever side you wanted to be biased on earlier in this video. Like, alright.
What was that? This is why, exactly, this is exactly why,
my God.
This is exactly why in the first place, when they told me, Leaflit, are you going to watch the video about the Nux thing? I said it's probably stupid.
So, but you don't know that. You didn't watch the video. You don't know that.
Right? That's why.
Like, if everybody is saying that, like, oh my god, this video is, like, proof that Nux Taku did these things, you can educate yourself on it. You could sit back, relax. Streaming is already a very easy job as is. Streaming and talking about shit is, you already are very privileged and are able to talk very easily. So, it's not that much effort to set up a fucking YouTube video and watch the fucking video and actually engage with the material instead of just spending so much time refusing to educate yourself on the fucking material. This is insane. This is crazy to me. It's like, it's not a difficult concept to understand at all. It is not difficult at all. Watch the video. Engage with the material. If you think that Nick Andros is being disingenuous, say why. Give your reason as to why you think he's being disingenuous, if that's the position that you have. If you think what he's saying is stupid, But you won't do that, because I think deep down she knows the extent of how bad it is, and she doesn't want to show her audience because she knows it's bad and she knows she can't defend it. So she's trying to come up with all these, like, copium reasons as to why Nux Taku is somehow innocent. Like, holy fucking mental gymnastics. This is crazy to me.
Because they do this all the fucking time.
Oh my god, dude.
All the time. So, like, why should I believe anything they say at face value? If they lie all the
Wow, it's almost like the fucking right. The right has never lied once, ever.
time, they lie.
Just look at all the fucking tweets about Zoran Mamdani that the right does. They've never once lied about anything. Donald Trump never lied about being on the Epstein files, or never lied about the Epstein files once ever in his career. Interesting.
They make shit up. They straw man. They do this all the time. Why should I believe them?
Because you are totally fine with children getting raped. Truthfully, that's why.
Why should I, like, hear a single thing that they say and be like, oh, that's probably
because you are totally fine with children getting raped.
Why the fuck would I?
And you're friends with rapist pedophiles, so
this was like his take, right? And then he goes, and then he posts, like, not exactly a direct quote, but it's identical on principle. It's the parents.
No, Nick Andros' original point is that you're inconsistent with your logic and you're totally fine with children getting fucking raped and groomed on Discord.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. Is it only the parents' fault? Is it only the parents' fault? No, you fucking idiot. Everyone fucking knows this. Holy shit, dude.
You're spending so much time on, like, Nick Andros tweeting about this instead of actually watching the Nick Andros video to actually educate yourself on the material. Like, you're spending more time getting fucking triggered and upset that Nick Andros is calling you out on your, like, idiotic defenses of Nux Taku.
Like, it's actually unreal. And then...
So watch the video, then, if you think it's unreal. Watch the video.
And literally, oh my god. You know, I just realized... Oh my god. Oh my god, chat. He literally... I just noticed this. He literally quote retweeted me saying that it's both. He literally did. They don't tell you this. They don't tell you this. But if a minor wanders into Discord server, you can just read them. I could dribble down it.
She's so mad. She's so fucking furious at this. It's actually insane. She's spending more energy on Nick Andros calling her out than actually just watching the video and, like, explaining why she thinks that Nux Taku is innocent.
Look, read this shit. Look what I said.
Oh my god.
Question: if a kid wanders into a Discord server, can you just groom them and it will be the parents' fault? Grooming them is immoral, and yes, it is the parents' fault. Yeah. If I say it's immoral, am I not also saying that they're at fault?
Yeah, the parents are at fault, but guess who's more at fault? I've said it throughout the entire video. It is the people engaging in the behavior that are going to be more at fault than the parents for failing to protect their kids. Oh my god, dude. It's just, this person is so unbelievably stupid. And she's, like, obviously getting... She's triggering herself more at Nick Andros tweeting and calling her out at it more than anything else.
And then look, both can be true simultaneously. Yeah. It could be bad. It could be bad on both of their parts. Like, dude, you know that quote, dude? There's, like, that quote that's like, half of discourse is, like, leftists pretending to not know, pretending, like, acting retarded and, like, pretending like they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, wow. That is so ironic. You don't even know the Nux Taku situation. I'm sorry. You don't get to do that. You don't get to be like, oh, leftists don't know what they're talking about, but they pretend like they know what they're talking about. You refuse to... I'm sorry. You refuse to educate yourself on the Nux Taku situation. You have refused to engage with any evidence that Nick Andros has provided. You refuse to even engage with the situation as a whole. And you're going to sit here and say leftists don't know what they're talking about? Get the fuck out of here. That is so ironic. Oh my god. What a dumb idiot thing to say. Holy fuck. This person is an idiot. This person's actually, like, so incredibly fucking stupid.
Like, literally this.
It's even worse when you take into account that she's, like, allegedly in her 40s as well. Like, you would think that she would understand these kinds of things better, but I guess not.
They, like, pretend to know your argument, and they take it in the worst possible way because they're not in good faith. The millennial Wall Street, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, you refuse to engage with Nick Andros' video. You immediately assume Nick Andros is bad faith, but you didn't even engage with his argument. So, again, you're being a bit of a hypocrite here, but okay.
Yeah. This is what I mean. And so, like, they said this, believes that parents are at fault for minors being groomed from being groomed, okay? Leaflit believes that parents are at fault for minors being groomed in Nux Taku's Patreon Discord. I said, yes, I could dribble down on that if it's true. So if If minors are being groomed in Nux Taku's Patreon Discord, it's also the parents' fault, yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah, again, we have to understand the undertone of this is that the parents are more at fault than the groomers themselves. Like, she may not be explicitly saying it here, but she's absolutely, like, implying it with the way that she's engaging with this entire thing. She is more outraged by the parents doing it than the actual fucking groomers and the actual people engaging with the behavior itself. She is willing to defend grooming behavior so long as she can, like, run this, like, insane copium point that, the parents are more at fault for it than the fucking groomers themselves. Oh, okay. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. Very, very weird copium take that you have.
And I just posted this. I just said, "You're so dumb. It's fucking unreal, actually." Like, cause like, why would I engage with this in good faith? Why would I? A person that says they don't tell you this, but if a minor wanders into a Discord server, you can just rape them. Why would I take that in good faith?
Because you believe it deep down. That's why you actually are okay with it,
right? So I just told him, like, "You're so dumb. It's unreal. Like, how could you be this stupid?" And then, like, he goes on this whole thing, like, "Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong." Now here's the thing. Could I tell him how he's wrong? Could I? Yeah. I could tell him why he's wrong.
So do it. Do it. If you actually are, like, think he's wrong, why don't you do it?
But why would I? Why would I even accept their argument in the first place as valid?
Wow. That's a very interesting tell that she's not able to actually prove why he's wrong. It's interesting.
Why would I? Why would I give them the benefit of respect for such a fucking stupid argument?
Yeah, but you refuse to educate yourself on the material. But okay.
Why would I? Why would I engage with him in good faith?
I love how somebody in her chat said the burden of proof is on him. Yeah, no shit. She doesn't watch the video, though, where the evidence shows that Nux Taku is okay with this. She doesn't watch the video. And she's still willing to run defense for it. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no shit the burden of proof is on him, you dumb moron. Yeah, watch the video.
An argument like this. Right? So I just told him, it's a waste of time. I don't argue with retards. Cause why?
Wow. So based, queen.
Why would I?
So based. My favorite hag VTuber. Wow. My favorite decrepit finger hag VTuber. Wow.
Like, if you already show off the rip, that you're in bad faith, why the fuck should I even talk?
Yeah, well, you're inherently arguing in bad faith because you don't know the material and how bad it is because you refuse to educate yourself on it.
Why should I talk with you? For what reason? Why would I subject
Because you're stupid. That's why. You're stupid and you're fine with children getting raped. That's why.
myself to that? Like, why would I subject myself to that kind of...
Because you know the material is bad and you don't want to show your audience. That's really it. Like, you intentionally... I think you saw the proof before the stream, and you know you're going to get purity tested out of your right-wing spaces if you show said proof. That's why, like, you refuse to engage with any of the material.
That kind of thing. When you're not even coming at it in good faith in the first place.
You're an idiot.
And then he goes, "Oh, you want to see another one where he's too fucking stupid? He's too fucking stupid to get it, by the way. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Right here. Do you have any adult characters in your reaction folder?" I just typed classic. You know why I typed classic? I typed classic because this is all these people do.
Because, wow, and that's an interesting deflection. Like, he was basically essentially asking if you had lolicon in your folder, and then you say classic. Wow. Oh, interesting. That's a self-report if I've ever seen it. Jeez.
Oh, you use a loli gif? This is what they do all the time.
Yeah, you did use a lolly gif, though. You literally did.
Do you have any adult characters?
I also wouldn't doubt that your VTuber model is probably a lolicon. It might be. I wouldn't doubt it, honestly.
In your reaction folder? By the way,
given, like, what you're okay with, clearly.
This wasn't even from my reaction folder. You know how stupid this is? I got this from X. I literally did this. You see it?
Fuck still calls Twitter X. Like, what the fuck?
This right here, and then you click on this button here. Okay. And then I just type anime, and I forgot exactly what I typed here. I forgot exactly what I typed for that one. But I just do this, and then I find like a good image, and then I click it. So, like, I didn't even get it from my folder. They're like,
you are spending way too much time talking about this Twitter thread than the actual fucking material that Nux Taku is guilty of. It's honestly insane. Like, you could have watched, like, a quarter of the video with this video's length, but you've spent more time talking about this than actually engaging with the material. It's crazy how that works.
actually so dumb, it's unreal. Like, I can't believe it. So anyway, I just posted like it's a waste of time to argue with retards. And then he goes, "Do you have any adult characters in your reaction folder?" And I just said classic because this is what they always do. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? These people, they always do this. Oh well, you know what? You like this character that's flat chested and short. That's what they do every time. So I just typed classic because I don't even want to engage with it. I'm just like, well, not engage. I do like engaging, not lie, but like I don't even want to give it any validity. It's like so stupid. It doesn't deserve more than like one word.
Well, you keep responding to him though. That's the problem. Is you keep engaging with Nick Andros despite being like, you know what? I don't need to prove him wrong. You keep engaging with him though.
Right? And then look what he says here. When someone jokes about you being a nonce, the winning move is to imply that you get it more often. So like he's basically saying that me saying classic is saying that people have said this to me a lot.
Wouldn't that be, you said it's classic. That would imply that you get it a lot though, no?
People have never said this to me.
What are you talking about? You said classic response. That means you get this. That means that response has happened to you before. What? You're saying classic, typical response that you would give. That implies that you would.
This is like one of the only times I can't even...
Holy fuck, this person is so unbelievably stupid. Jesus Christ.
Think of a time before this.
You are so dumb. It's actually unreal how stupid this person is.
That somebody has said this to me. But he's implying...
Again, she's MAGA. I don't expect MAGA people to be particularly intelligent when talking about this shit, but okay.
That like the joke just went like it went completely over his head. Like it's just bad. Anyway, so I just at this point I was like, I'm not even gonna talk to this guy anymore. He's so stupid. He's so stupid. Like I'm not even gonna respond anymore. Waste of fucking time. Waste of life.
Yeah, well, you spent a lot of time talking about him then.
Right.
If it really was a waste of time, like, you could have just not talked about it on stream, but you dedicated a whole segment to it, as opposed to actually engaging with the Nux Taku material, so...
More ad hominem level? Well, okay. So, anyway. So what happened was, this is the guy people were telling me to watch his video, and people were like, why don't you just watch the Nick Andros video?
Yeah, why don't you watch it, girl?
Go watch the Nick Andros video.
Why don't you watch it? You keep insisting that Nux is innocent, but you haven't even seen the evidence yet. Why don't you watch it?
You know what I said? I said, because you're all telling me to watch it, and you're trying to shove this down my throat, even more I don't want to watch it.
Wow. I love it, dude. I love it. She's just like, oh, yeah, no, you keep telling me to watch it. I don't want to watch it even more now. But I'm still going to insist that Nux Taku is innocent, even though I haven't seen the evidence. Wow. Wow, people are telling you where to find the evidence and you refuse to look at it. Wow. Wow. That is a self-report. This is a fucking self-report. I'm sorry. This is all the more proof that she knows how bad the Nux Taku shit is, but she does not want to get purity tested. That's crazy to me. That is funny to me. Wow. That's a fucking self-report.
Admit to watching it, to not watching it even more. The more that you do this, the more I don't want to watch it, right?
The more I don't want to educate myself on how Nux Taku is okay with grooming. And me, by association. Wow.
And like, I just kept saying that. And I just basically said, you know what? I'm never watching it. Don't care. Even
guys, if children get raped on an island, it's not that big of a deal. It's the parents' fault for allowing them to get trafficked to begin with, guys. Listen, if a children get raped on Epstein Island, why weren't the parents keeping an eye on them? You know, why weren't the parents keeping an eye on the people that were, you know, getting themselves trafficked and raped on Epstein Island? Why weren't they doing that?
if I want to watch it, not doing it. Don't care anymore.
Wow.
I'm doing it. Like,
You're so based, Queen. Wow.
purely out of spite
Oh my god, fucking based. You're so based.
at this point.
You're so based, Leaflit. Oh my god.
And I've always been like this. Like when people try to force me to do something, I want to do it even less. Like the more that people try to force me against my will to do something, the less I'm going to do it.
Except when children get raped, of course, against their will. That's totally fine. Wow, that was terrible. Holy shit. Alright, well that was about an hour of our time, but now that we're all caught up on that, we can now watch this Internet Versus video on the follow-up to the Leaflit situation, because the plot does in fact thicken with this situation. So now we can actually watch this Internet Versus video.
Recently, a YouTuber by the name of Leaflit, who came out to defend Nux Taku and Tectone during...
Pretty hard defense for a Leaflit if you've seen the previous parts of this video. Pretty damn hard defense.
their recent controversies has gotten into a controversy herself. After an investigation was done into her Discord server by YouTubers Nicandros and Harmful Opinions, who found inappropriate conversations happening with minors.
Yeah, wow, who would have guessed that somebody defending grooming behavior and being okay with aligning themselves with rapist pedophiles has potential inappropriate behavior going on in their Discord server? Wow, who would have guessed? Shocker. Now, granted, I haven't seen the evidence yet, but I guess we're about to see the evidence that Internet Versus shows in this video. We're going to get into it. Unlike Leaflit, I'm actually going to engage with the material that's being shown here.
The minors at times were as young as 13 years old, and they would engage in conversations about femboys or sexually explicit topics.
Yeah, that's not good. Wow, this is as early as fucking September 2025. That's crazy.
Engage with lewd photographs.
Wow. How old is she? Your Honor, she told me that she was old enough. What the fuck? Alright, since I'm 13, maybe I'm good enough for now anyways. Damn, bro just admitted to being a toddler. At least I'm honest, that's a good thing. Yeah, the moment you say that you're 13, that should be the point where you, stop talking to him, or ban them from your Discord.
Sent to the Discord.
Oh, but it's the parents' fault for allowing them to join the Discord to begin with. Like, it's not my job to fucking prevent minors from entering our Discord. Wow.
And Leaflit's top moderators at the time would know that this is happening and say it's simply not against the rules.
Wow, that's interesting.
Or eventually make a game out of should the minor be banned from the server. Some users also came out to defend Leaflit later, saying that Leaflit told them that the reason the server allowed minors was to have them not join LGBT or trans Discord servers and—
Wow! Oh, I love it. I told you, like, literally, I'm sure people earlier would be like, this is not evidence enough to prove that she's against trans people, of Nyara being a groomer or whatever, but, like, again, like, Nyara wasn't grooming kids, but then, like, Leaflit is out here saying that, like, kids are getting groomed into LGBTQ servers, meanwhile, you have 13-year-olds engaging with fucking weird conversations in your Discord that are seemingly, like, about their desires, like, sexual desires, basically. Them expressing it, and them not being allowed in the— they shouldn't be allowed in the Discord discussing that stuff anyways, but here she is, I guess. Wow. Who would have thought that somebody running hard defense for rapist pedophiles would have this behavior going on behind closed doors? Who would have guessed? I am not surprised in the least bit.
Get groomed over there. There's a lot to get into, so let's just jump in. Welcome to the Internet Versus Leaflit. It starts when Azaf Rendu Spremny posts on the YouTube drama subreddit. Leaflit, grifter VTuber who defends Nux Taku and Tectone, and has stated that she refuses to watch Nicandros' expose, has been exposed by Nicandros for having an NSFW Discord server where two self-admitted minors, 13 and 15, were allowed entry. The mods were aware of this and did nothing about it.
Wow, who would have guessed?
And attached is a list of Nicandros' tweets talking about the situation. It starts with him saying, "I finally addressed it. Response video shows 0 frames of the video that is supposedly being addressed. This person has immense career incentives to debunk my criticisms and exonerate Nux Taku. But I cooked him so good they can only whine about tweets."
I'm pretty sure it's a she, which almost is even worse because you would think as a woman she would understand what it's like to be predatorized by older men, but she is so desperate to come guzzle MAGA that she just, like, refuses to even care.
Attaching this screenshot of a video by Leaflit where it's titled "I finally addressed it," and it's Nux with some implicated screenshots of "I'm 13, I'm 12" from Nicandros' video, implying Nux's Discord server having minors. And Nicandros continues, "I just want to quickly point this out to any other Asmongold orbiters watching. When your king said this, it was an order directly to you. Holy fuck, make your Discords 18+ only. Don't let minors in. It's a total liability. I'm losing all of my top guys." Attaching this clip of that throwaway posted with the title "Asmongold is shocked at the Nux Taku situation," gives his take.
But you know, what is this? It's got nothing to do with minors being what the Jesus Christ.
I love that Asmongold just doesn't look into it. I mean, like, granted, he's not, like, running defense for it, but, like, I love that Asmongold will just see, like, a headline and immediately assume it's true. Like, Asmongold refuses to look into anything unless he's 100% confident that, like, it's gonna be a slam dunk to prove his point.
People, like, honestly, like, guys, I'm gonna be real. Like, if
also, just to be clear, Asmongold doesn't care about children getting raped. Like, he constantly downplays Trump being on the Epstein files. He constantly fucking downplays, and he's also friends with Tectone, and he was friends with Lakari for a while. Both of which are one is a credible rapist that stalked his ex-girlfriend, and another is an actual pedophile that was caught with CSAM on their PC.
If you're a content creator, you need to stop interacting with anybody that's under 18. You do. You need to stop doing it. It's a massive fucking mistake. You are putting yourself in a bad situation. Stop. Like, do not let the kids, do not let them on your Discord. Don't let them in your community. Don't do anything. Yeah, it's a total liability. And if you're not a content creator, I mean, listen, everybody knows that it's not a big deal. It's not a problem if you talk to somebody that's 16 whenever you're playing a video game, you know, and you're in the same guild. Like, it's...
Yeah, no shit, but that's not the criticism, Asmongold, so actually engage with the argument, please.
Not a big deal. Like,
and also, we know, again, you don't care about this, Asmon. Like, again, this whole thing that Asmongold's doing, this is a giant virtue signal. Like, we know he constantly, like, downplays Trump being on the Epstein files, and he constantly makes excuses for Trump being on the Epstein files. And he's friends with Tectone, who's a fucking rapist as well. And he's okay with fucking orbiters that are legitimate fucking pedophiles, like Lakari and shit. So, like, again, Asmongold doesn't care about pedophilia. He doesn't care about any of this. He runs defense for it constantly, and all of his orbiters run defense for this constantly all the time. None of you care. You guys do not give a shit about this.
Everybody knows that. But the problem is that whenever you're a content creator and you have a community, it is just better for everybody that kids are not allowed in it.
You don't care about this. You don't care about that.
That's all I'm saying.
You don't care about this.
I think that's very fair.
You don't care about that.
Nicandrus,
I'm going to keep saying this. You don't care about that. You run defense for Asmongold being a fucking... You run defense for Trump being on the fucking Epstein list.
Continues his thread saying, these people constantly preach traditional values, family units, how the world is being corrupted by degenerates, but in the space where they can actually make a difference, they just degenerate the world farther.
True.
Leaflit's own Discord server, for example, is not 18+. It allows minors, and yet has 5,390 matches for Lolly and 3,124 matches for Cunny on it.
I don't even know what the fuck Cunny is. What the fuck? I'm scared to look it up because I don't want the FBI showing up at my fucking doorstep. So, like, I'm not gonna look... I actually feel like I have a good reason not to look up Cunny, because it might be, like, legitimately criminal. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Cunny is. Unfortunately, I know what Lolly is, though. That's, unfortunately, what I know.
We're trying to remove...
Not for that reason, obviously. You get what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm not into Lolly. Jesus Christ.
Our spies from the server, but we got all that shit archived, honey. Then he just attaches images showing the results for Lolly, and then this image with the result of Cunny, and this just general screenshot of the Discord server showing people talking in it. Nicandrus then continues, here for example is a person openly admitting to being 15. The adult users scream mods because they think it's an 18+ server. That's how they act on there. Moderator, green name, arrives and says it's no problem.
Wow, that's crazy. Who would have thought?
He attaches this image of someone here in pink saying, hey dude, I'm 15.
This was back in December as well, by the way. I assume it's December because the date, like, Nicandrus lives in EU. I think he's in Finland. He has a Finland flag in his bio, so I assume it's Finland. But, yeah, I think the 12th, I think the way they do it in EU is day, month, and then the date. Whereas in America, we just have the month, day, and then the date. Whatever. It doesn't matter. This is very recent. Either way. Like, it's still bad. That's the point.
And then Ordo replies,
like, this happened very recently is the point.
They concerned Kermit GIF, and people spam mods, more spam of mods here, people adding moderators, someone saying underage user, then the mod sends an upside down question mark down here, Julio, and Yagami says it's against the rules of the Discord, motherfucker, and Julio says it's not against the rules.
Wow, incredible. Guys, it's okay if a 15-year-old joins and is exposed to porn here. Wow, it's the parents' fault.
Then there's some messages. Someone says 15 and you want to F dudes, you're chopped, cooked, and bald, my guy. The user again says, I already said I'm 15. Then Holy Dondre says, this server is 18+, dingus. And the user says cap. Then the mod says, where does it say that? In reply to the server being 18+. Then Floating Cheese says 15 and already gay and porn addicted. And then Necro says mods kill him in Minecraft. Nicandros and then continues saying, they mentioned being 15 multiple times, but they've also repeatedly talked about lusting after femboys. Why the fuck would you ever allow this in your Discord?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question to ask.
Then he attaches a screenshot showing various messages from this user.
It's insane. Again, like, Leaflit knows this is bad, and she refuses to fucking engage with any of it. This makes her look even worse. I mean, like, again, this is... I am not shocked in the least bit whatsoever that, like, Leaflit has this shit going on in her Discord. I am not shocked. Because somebody who runs defense for this shit and is okay with this happening in her own political spheres and political orbits, like, I'm not shocked. Like, this is, like, expected.
saying, I already said I'm 15. Hey dude, I'm 15. 15 years I've waited on this damn planet. I'm on my 15-year lonely streak almost. I need a femboy. Leaflet's a femboy. I need a femboy in my life. I just want a femboy. Nicandros continues, they were eventually banned, but instead of immediately removing them and clearing their messages, a moderator ran a fucking poll on whether this minor should be removed and offered not to ban them if someone PayPals him $20. How did this incident not result in an 18+ rule being put in place?
Wait, that's insane. What the fuck? So you're saying that, like, wait, a moderator runs a poll on whether they should be removed and offered not to ban them if somebody gives money? That's crazy. Like, okay, like, I'm okay with trauma happening to these children, potentially. I'm okay with children potentially getting abused as long as you give me money as well. This is literally the same level of enabling as Nux Taku allows in his Discord server. That is fucking crazy to me.
Any other minors are saying...
Oh my god, this just further proves that I think Leaflit knew how bad the Nux Taku situation was, but she refuses to show it on her stream because of the fact that, like, she engaged in the same behavior. She knows that she's also guilty of it. That's fucking crazy to me. Wow.
Weird things on here.
That's so funny to me. It's not funny, actually, really. It's not funny that children are potentially, like, getting abused in these fucking Discord servers, but still.
But also in the archive...
I think the idea that Leaflit is engaging in massive cognitive dissonance in this situation is funny.
People with time to investigate things farther. Then he attaches this screenshot of the poll that Julio put in there saying ban the minor.
Who voted no? Who voted no? Like, one person voted no. Who the fuck was it? Who voted no?
Yes or no. And then messages one.
Come on, show yourself. Who voted no?
Seeming from the minor saying my arms are open, and then various people joking like Sun saying let's see if Julio decides to be Satan or Jesus to the offenders, and Julio says your fate will be decided by chat, and then other chatters joke saying let's up the ante, public execution, and then the 15-year-old saying a ban is too harsh sir, and then another user saying kick the baby. Then more messages, someone saying send this minor to the mines. Julio says if anyone PayPals me 20 he lives, and then
That's crazy. Oh, that's so fun. That's insane. Hey, guys, give me $20 and, like, he will not be banned from the Discord. That's crazy to me. That's fucking insane.
He laughs about it. And then the
Oh my god, like, for any legitimate, like, pedophiles in the Discord server, any, like, actual people that are, like, willing to abuse children, like, you know damn well they would PayPal the 20K. Like, you know it, if, like, because you're born with the attraction to fucking kids. Like, you can't get rid of that shit. You're born with it. So, like, if somebody is that desperate... What if somebody actually donated $20 to fucking, like, abuse this child? What if that happened?
15-year-old
like, you guys are playing with fire. Like, these people think it's all, like, jokes and shit. But, like, you guys are actually playing with fire here.
To a message by Julio where he said, we all know you steal your single mother's card for Robux, and the 15-year-old is saying she died. Nicandros' thread continues saying, the server also has an NSFW channel that requires verification, meaning that adult regulars are clearly labeled as adults. How do you think a predator would utilize this information to target minors?
That's literally the point that I brought up, yeah.
The staff members on Nux Taku's public Discord, the one that launched a 16+ server with NSFW channels, knows that this is a bad fucking idea. And he shows messages here where a user named New says, and we're not gonna add an adult chat, starting to ask covered IDs except birthday to give 18.
Bro, I gotta say, even though I didn't like how Nick Andros signal boosted your ability to dox Mudahar at the end of his video, even though I didn't like it, like, Nick Andros is actually, like, doing God's work exposing these fucking people, these, like, fucking creeps. Like, I gotta give credit where credit's due. Like, he's actually, like, doing insane amounts of due diligence and, like, investigative work to actually expose these weird fucking freaks for allowing this shit to happen. Like, without Nick Andros, these people would go under the radar so quickly.
18+ role, and Metatron says 18+ role is useless without NSFW allowances. And then New says, yup, also it would probably show who is underage by not having the role. And then he says, we really don't want that. Nicandros then says, 13-year-olds on Leaflit's server be looking at pictures of scantily clad lollies and going zam. And here is Kenner posting a picture of a lolly, and then
wow. Incredible.
And a user says, how old is she? And then Kenner says, your honor, she told me she was old enough. And the user says, all right, since I'm 13, I'm maybe good for now anyway. Zam. And Kenner says, damn, bro just admitted to being a toddler.
And you're not doing anything to remove the material or, like, stop talking to them or reporting it to mods or anything. Like, I don't know. You're not doing anything about it. You're just like, damn, bro just admitted to being a toddler. I don't know. I feel like if I found out someone was 13 on a Discord, I'd be pretty fucking grossed out. And I would do everything in my power to stop talking to that person. Like, I don't have any I'm 24 years old. I have no reason to be talking to 13-year-olds at all. I'm 24.
And the user says, at least I'm honest. That's a good thing. Nicandrus then continues saying, can't imagine why the person who set up this place would be so quick to downplay someone letting a child be groomed on their Discord while shouting out the groomer to his audience as someone worth joining the Discord to meet. Lamau, you're an adult human being. You have a duty of care to protect children. Maybe take a break from sparking about kids being groomed into being trans and make sure they're not being groomed in your community.
Yeah, that's a good... Again, it's always the people that cry about LGBTQ people being groomers, which is a total myth. That's not like a real thing that happens ever, by the way. Like, people are like, oh my god, LGBTQ people are being groomed. That's never a thing. And usually a lot of people that, like, have an outcry about kids getting groomed into being LGBT are either okay with rapist pedophiles existing in their political party or actually engage in the behavior that enables the rapist pedophiles or actually do it themselves. It's always the people that cry about it the most in LGBTQ spaces that are somehow guilty of the behavior themselves.
Forgot to drop an example of the adults role for the NSFW channel access. Why would you want to gather adults who want to share and talk about porn with each other anywhere near a place where users as young as 13 or even younger, the TOS isn't a magic spell, are allowed? No one's asking anyone to buy a plane ticket and fly out to babysit someone else's kid if they see them wandering on the internet without parental supervision. That's obviously an unreasonable request. There are things you can do and should be expected to do in order to minimize the risks of harm to kids in your spaces. And the easiest thing is to just not allow them in at all. And he attaches a screenshot showing the adults role. Final thing, just for reference, here are the rules of Nyara VT's Discord server. Asmongold and his orbiters, like Leaflit, constantly smear her as a child groomer, so I'm sure their Discord is min-maxed for grooming children, right? Let's see. Oh, it's adults only and no NSFW media is allowed. The gold standard. I thought the 15-year-olds lusting after femboys would be here, but they're in Leaflit server instead.
Listen, it's not funny that children are getting potentially abused. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at how ironic this is. They constantly smear Nara VTuber as being a groomer, but then you have people in the fucking Discord engaging with material that is more deranged than Nara VTuber is. Now, granted, you could still criticize Nara VTuber for being like, oh, you know, the way that they word things is kind of like weird sometimes. But all Nara VTuber really wants is gender-affirming care for kids who might be trans. That's it. And that is completely different from having 13 or 15-year-olds in your Discord exposed to lolicon material. Like, that's very different.
If someone that all your friends allege to be a child groomer has grounds to lecture you about child safety, you know how that makes you look, right? Attaching a picture here showing server rules saying this is an 18+ server, no NSFW media, and other various rules. Nicandrus continues, doing a bit of a farther inspection, it seems like there was some form of, for the lack of a better term, cunny bubble that popped in August of 2025. Does this coincide with something? A large chunk of the matches seen on a search of the archive seem to be from links to a Twitter embed bot they for some reason decided to call Cunny X. There's also a lot of links to a now deleted Twitter account that was called Cunny News Network.
I still don't know what Cunny is, and I don't know if I want to find out.
Very cool to have on your 13+ Discord. Then he attaches this screenshot showing the usage of the word over time and the huge burst at the time he said, and then this screenshot showing the most linked domains, showing the links he was talking about. And then Benima replies to a link with Nicandrus's post using the CunnyX embed, saying, because it's a link fixer, dumbass. You even have the GitHub for it in the photo. And RockOrg replies, you skip the part where he says that. He's not questioning what CunnyX is. He's asking why it's being used in a server that allows users as young as 13 in it instead of Fix Up X.
I still don't know why Cunny X, like what is like Cunny X like a weird like Twitter fixing thing that like has lolly ads on it or something. I don't know what it is. Like I genuinely don't.
Then back over to the YouTube drama post, ZD625 replies, Leaflit is formerly Riot Sharilia, by the way.
I don't know who Riot Sharilia is either.
Or it says,
I've never heard of this Leaflit person before this whole defending Nux Taku situation happened.
What? And Katie Queen says, yeah, Sharilia rebranded like 6 or so years ago, but she also left Riot nearly 15 years ago.
Oh, that's interesting. I think somebody did mention, now that this person brought it up, I think I heard somewhere somebody mentioned that like this VTuber used to be a game developer at Riot Games or whatever, which is the same game developers that worked on Valorant. I'm pretty sure.
So the Hoovy Prince says, man, the amount of stuff that comes out about what happens on Discord is fucked. I only use one private Discord channel to talk/play games with IRL friends, and I've never understood why people even join public Discords, especially the 18+ ones.
I mean, I guess maybe you're more of like a boomer that has like, it sounds like more of a boomer take more than anything, but like, I don't know. I don't think you should completely disavow public discourse. It just seems like the barrier to entry for minors is a lot lower than it should be. And obviously Discord's trying to do the face verification thing, which is, like, I think good in theory, but it's kind of... It doesn't really quite solve the issue in any meaningful, productive way, especially since it fucks over the adults because they have to do face verification as well. So I feel like there's, like, other ways you could probably do it.
Andros also tweets out that Harmful Opinions just dropped a 32-minute Leaflit video, and it's crazy.
Interesting.
Then says,
is it worth watching?
Never seen a brat getting corrected this hard, linking to Harmful's video. And a 4-letter word replies, it's a fan server. Literally did no research. And Kongus Among Us replies, fan server that she makes announcements in and decides the rules for, and has the authority to ban people, and does.
Which she doesn't seem to ban the minors there, though, seemingly.
Then
she only bans people who are, I guess, upset or whatever, or I guess that upset her more than anything. She seems to be more upset at that than actual children being allowed in her Discord, being exposed to lolly and having weird conversations with them that are... okay.
Over on YouTube Drama, Flip Flop on Main also posts Harmful Opinions video with the caption, right-wing YouTubers Discord mods blames kid for grooming adults in their Discord server.
Grooming adults?
It attaches the video here and then...
Was that like an actual claim?
Says, a semi-big right-wing Asmongold orbiter had a problem with pedophiles in their Discord server and the head mods/employees/ her own mother, server owner, did not care nor cracked down on it. Instead, banning Nicandros from the server after he joined.
That's so... That's funny. Hey guys, why don't we, fucking, instead of just, like, banning, all the kids in our Discord that shouldn't have access to this material, let's ban the person that is criticizing and making me upset and hurting my teeny little feelings. That's funny to me. Wow. We could see that Leaflit's priorities are surely in check here. Wow.
Mods in the server, when shown evidence of a 15-year-old being sent inappropriate images from an adult, they call the child the groomer, and adult the victim.
Incredible stuff. Wow.
Replies, it's extremely common for minors to have a crush on adults.
How old was... not that it matters that much, but how old was the adult? I'm curious.
The adult...
I guess I imagine they're probably, like, a super grown person. That's probably the point.
They're supposed to be...
But again, the moment you see, I'm 15, you should probably stop engaging with them.
Mature enough to push them away. If you get seduced by a minor, then you're a pedophile. I know that I'm preaching to the choir here, but I don't think it's said often enough. And the Hidden Wrath replies, I swear, they don't rehearse this anymore. Top Okra says, Leaflit mods are doing the same thing as Nux Taku. No wonder this 40-year-old VTuber sees nothing wrong with Nux Taku's actions.
Yeah, it seems like she is 40. I guess they looked at her old Riot game dev thing or whatever and found out her age very easily.
And Reese Monster says she's 40, and OP replies yes. Harmful Opinions also then makes his own post saying, I did actually find out what the process to give people access to the adult channel and Leaflit's server that allows minors is. It is publicly explained to people by mods that if they want to see it, they just need to say they're 18 so the server won't get in trouble.
That's interesting.
And it's a message from Crazy saying, it's just a channel here. You just have to ask for the role and say you're 18 so Discord doesn't get mad at us. Are you 18? And then Snake says, thank you, ma'am. I'm well past 18. And then Crazy says, okay, there you go. And
there you go. The fact that they say that they're 18 suddenly makes them 18 because we all know that's how it works.
Harmful says, I mentioned that they locked it behind an adult role, but forgot to explain later that I did find out how that role is doled out. And Gloombringer replies, what are they supposed to do? Demand birth certificates or something? And Harmful Opinion says, I'm simply sharing info I forgot to put in my vid. Personally, I'd suggest banning minors on site by default. And then if you're going to have an NSFW role where people need to affirm their age, it still acts to cover you, instead of looking a bit wink wink nudge nudge.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to bring up more than anything.
Snot Nose Swagger also posted this clip from Harmful Opinions video with the caption, Leaflet's Discord's mod's response to being told an adult is sending provocative pics to a minor is a problem.
Forget the power imbalance then. The fact a legal adult is sending any sort of provocative pics to a minor is a problem. Precure responds, I mean he's 15. It's not like he's grooming an 8-year-old.
Some people came to Leaflet's defense, like Chibi Reviews, who tweets out, been seeing Leaf...
Of course Chibi Reviews would defend this. I mean, Chibi Reviews is the same guy that justified incest in Lolicon. So, like, of course Chibi Reviews is going to run hard defense for this. He's also friends with Nux Taku and fucking Tectone or whatever. Like, again, like, I am not surprised to see Chibi Reviews running hard defense for this shit. It does not shock me in the least bit.
Leaflit getting harassed a bit on the timeline, and I think this is completely unacceptable.
Wow.
From my personal experience with her, she's been nothing but kind to others and to me.
Keep being a total cuck to that church girl that had the fucking best friend, like, ram the absolute living shit out of, and you crying your fucking head off from it. Keep being a total cuck, Chibi Reviews.
I may not be fully aware of the entire situation, but with how often people twist things in bad faith...
Wow, you're not entirely aware of the situation. You also weren't aware of the fucking best friend cucking the living shit out of you, clearly, before it was too late, and then you cried your head off from it. Wow.
I'm inclined to believe...
Maybe that's who Chibi Reviews really is. He's just, like, clueless about everything that fucking happens in his life, and he's just kind of, like, rolling with the punches.
Whatever is fully going on is just to be hateful, to ruin her...
Maybe Chibi Reviews has, like, a humiliation kink. What do you guys think? Do you think Chibi Reviews has a humiliation kink?
Image...
He likes the humiliation rituals?
Permanently to have power over her. So anyone harassing Leaflit, fuck off. To my community, please send her support.
Wow, so noble of you.
And Yellow Flash Guy replies, what is this all about anyway? And Chibi says, from what I have gathered, people are trying to slander Leaflit over stuff outside her control, it seems, due to Discord.
It wouldn't be outside of her control. Her control would be to make her Discord 18+, and then banning anybody who is a minor in her Discord.
Someone that went after Nux tried to drag Leaflit into it. Emerald Apple then also quote tweets Chibi Reviews by saying, this harassment campaign against people like Leaflit is just another nothing burger of weirdos on Discord doing weird things under their noses. It's another drama farming witch hunt claiming OMG career-ending degenerate expose. That said, Discord is a cesspool, and there is no real way to police what happens there.
I think so. You can do your best, and clearly Leaflit is not doing enough to not enforce this shit happening, so...
Even with the strict moderation rules.
It's really insane how, like, fucking these people, these right-wing freaks are so insane, and, like, they're so willing to, like, call out, oh, LGBTQ person equals inherent groomer, but then will literally, like, try to make up constant fucking excuses for this behavior happening in their own circles. It's fucking insanity. Like, it's crazy. Like, they are more of a threat to children than any LGBTQ person ever has been in history.
So any creator...
It's honestly fucking mind-blowing how much these people are willing to run hard defense for this shit. It's actually crazy.
Who has a Discord community should set their servers as 18+. To do this, go to server settings, then to access under the people category, and set the entire server to age-restricted server. In my opinion, minors don't belong on social media, and having minors on your server is just waiting for trouble, even with it set to 18.
Yeah, so why doesn't Leaflit ban the people that explicitly say their age in the Discord then?
Plus, it is better for creators to keep NSFW content out of Discord because of legal liabilities with members potentially sharing non-consensual deepfakes or other problematic content.
That was never an issue to begin with. No one ever brought up non-consensual deepfakes as, like, who fucking, when was that ever an argument?
It's impossible.
Oh my god, people on Twitter are really stupid. Holy fuck, dude. Like, people have to stop taking Twitter so seriously. Like, these people are just not real for the most part. They don't engage in reality whatsoever. Like, so many people take Twitter so much more seriously and are so convinced that, like, Twitter is, like, a reflection of what happens in the real world. Like, if somebody hates brown people so badly online and they constantly have their Twitter feed, like, feeding them shit, like, crimes that are committed by brown people or whatever, they're going to get psyoped and, like, they're going to have their confirmation bias fed, and they're going to believe even more that brown people are awful people. Like, Twitter is not a real fucking platform. Like, it's just, like, it's not a reflection of reality is my point. Sorry.
Actually moderate a loose community like that. So why bother with the potential hassle? If people want to have NSFW content of anything, it should go behind some kind of paywall on Patreon or similar platforms. Then attaches a screenshot showing how to set an age-restricted server. Scumbag Hector replies, the whole thing came across as a witch hunt to cancel Nux, and by extension, the friends who still want to remain on good terms with him.
Good! Good! Nux Taku is a gross person that doesn't care about children getting groomed, and the people defending him are also a fucking red flag. Good! Good!
And Emerald Apple says, if you shine the light on the accusers, they are often horrible people. The main reason why they do this is to distract from their own disgusting habits or ideas where they think the only reason for minors to be in a server is to groom them.
Yeah, so where's this same logic for Leaflit saying that, like, trans people and gay people are pedophiles and groomers? Where's the same energy? I could say the same thing about you guys. You guys have this shit happen to you all the time. It's again, the cognitive dissonance with these right-wing freaks is insane.
100% projection and scumbag.
Yeah, I agree, but not for the reasons you think.
Hector replies, have you heard the tragedy of John Swan the Unwise? Joking, by the way. You are nailing it. A lot of the times those journalists have skeletons, the kind that will do irreparable damage if known. Usually projection mixed with narcissism, hypocrisy, and delusion. Seen it before. Espiritu also tweeted,
honestly so fucking insane that these like weird right-wing freaks are, I am so flabbergasted that like right-wing freaks are just so fine with pedophilia and like actual children getting groomed in their discords is like something that they legitimately just do not care about whatsoever.
It's out a defensive Leaflit saying, my view on the Leaflit drama is simple. Both parties attacking her are doing it for content and to spin it for maximum views.
Wow.
Rather than offering meaningful criticism of the actual issue.
Dude, what is happening? Why are so many fucking people just like willing to run defense for this? What is happening? Oh my god, it's actually like fucking crazy how many people are just like willing to run defense for this shit. It's crazy. Check these people's fucking hard drives. Check their hard drives. I'm being dead ass. Like, check their fucking hard drives. Check their internet history. Check everything.
One has made a couple of hit piece videos that flopped badly and is now shifting to what they see as weaker targets for cheap clout. The other frames things as if he's the hero, then gets jaded when people agree with him because he cares more about being the only smart one in the room. There are more legitimate things to criticize Leaflit about, but they've turned it into a witch hunt simply because they think she's friends with Nux.
Why would you be friends with Nux Taku to begin with? Why would you be friends with him after the situation? Like, Nux Taku is a really disgusting person. Why would you ever want to be, like, associate with somebody who's known to create perfect environments for children to get groomed in?
Their original failed target.
Wow. What do you mean original failed target? What do you mean by that? What do you think about the Nux Taku situation? What do you think?
And Roboticus Prime replies, while noble, you're coming at this from the wrong angle. They seek only to destroy. They have systematically invaded and pushed anyone non-woke out of their communities for a decade now.
Wow. Oh my god. The DEI woke people, that's the real issue. You know, pedophiles and groomers, they're not an issue. The DEI woke people, they're the real issue, and they're the real fucking problematic people. Wow. What an own. What an own, dude. Wow.
They have no factual arguments, only emotional manipulation. They're using the exact same tactics they always have. However, since Elon bought X, the platform doesn't cater to them alone anymore.
Yeah, because Elon Musk is like the #1 pusher of disinformation and right-wing garbage on his own platform. If you look up the top pushers of disinformation, you'll get a list of RFK Jr., Elon Musk, Donald Trump, a ton of like far-right figures.
This is the last bastion. We can't let them have it. And Espirito replies, you just agreed with me, but with different wording. And Roboticus Prime replies, yup, but I'm in full-on attack mode. I've been arguing with those retards for days.
Wow, you're so noble. Look at you.
Attaching this gif.
It is so insane that people are actually willing to fucking, like, run defense for it's actually like crazy. I'm genuinely shocked by how many people are like okay with this behavior happening. It's actually crazy. These people do not care about children getting groomed at all. They don't care. They do not care. Like a child could get fucking like ass fucked right in front of their face like multiple times and they would not care. Genuinely, I'm convinced.
Responds to the situation with this clip from Game of Thrones and no caption.
I wish I was the monster you think I am. I wish I had enough poison for the whole pack of you. I would gladly give my life to watch you all swallow it.
And J-Stalk replies, Tyrion on trial for killing his nephew, which he didn't do. You on trial for allowing minors in your Discord, which you can stop doing at any time. Yeah, you're totally not a performative, self-victimizing retard.
Whoa!
At all.
Yeah, I mean, it is true, though. I agree. Like, again, like, Leaflit is completely fucking victimizing herself, and she thinks she's the real victim of the situation, when in reality, she could, at any point, stop this behavior from happening. But the reason she doesn't is because she doesn't care about children getting groomed.
Mad Catter replies, at Leaflit, there's no chance in hell anyone is going to convince me that you're anything other than a well-intended, articulate, intelligent, and upstanding individual.
Wow. That's interesting, because when I watched her video, she was absolutely one of the stupidest motherfuckers I've ever listened to, and she's 40. You would think she would be smarter, but, I don't know. I guess MAGA is not really that intelligent to begin with. If you're in your own MAGA echo chamber, you're not going to understand how truly stupid you really are, so I guess it is what it is, right?
Seen too much of your content to believe otherwise. Some people have fewer brain cells than words. You're awesome. Never let anyone convince you otherwise.
Oh my god, I want a decrepit hag queen to love me so badly. Oh my god.
And Leaflit says, thank you.
Wow.
Mr. Vanderland says, accused of fostering grooming, hiring a pedo mod, and letting kids access porn in your Discord. Post a clip where the main character says, I wish I was the monster you think I am. Smartest grooming defender VTuber.
Yeah, because if she truly was innocent, she wouldn't fucking, she wouldn't be doing that. She'd be disproving it with, like, actual evidence or whatever, but clearly she just doesn't care.
Ella quote tweets Leaflet's clip by saying, this is in response to people asking her to not let children into her porn/Bible study Discord, by the way. Nicandros quote tweets the clip by saying, when you ask a based Christian trad VTuber to ban minors from their Discord server.
True.
Didn't she lie that she was being accused of being a pedophile and a child groomer? Why would you post a fucking video of a character going, I wish I was the monster you think I am? That's not a great look.
That's actually a good point. I didn't realize, like, wow, do you want people to think that you're a pedophile groomer? Like, that's what the clip implies. That is actually a good point.
Gracie quotes the clip and says, this response is even funnier if you've read the books and know that Tyrion is a pedophile.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones or read the books of Game of Thrones, so I have no idea if that's true. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to comment on that.
Other people responded on stream about the whole situation, like Mama Oko, and Snoop posted a clip from that stream on the YouTube drama subreddit with the caption, following the recent controversy surrounding Leaflit's Discord server, Mama Oko reveals that Leaflit told her they lifted the ban on minors because they wanted them there rather than on LGBT/trans servers.
Wow, so noble of her.
So this is originally an 18+ server that at some point they decided to open up to kids. I don't know when exactly or why, and my obvious suggestion is to go back to that. I don't think that's too crazy or evil
So I know why.
at all.
Leaflit told me. And I don't necessarily agree with this opinion. This is just what she told me the mindset was. They don't want kids to go to Discord servers that like would be full of trans individuals and trans ideologies.
Of course, man. Yeah, because the trans and the gay people are the real problem than the actual legitimate groomers and people that are a legit threat to kids. Wow. Incredible stuff. Wow.
And
it also I didn't know that Leaflit was Christian. If she actually is, that would not shock me in the slightest. If she actually is a Christian, that checks out, because unfortunately there's no age of consent in religion, and like a lot of this kind of behavior is acceptable in a lot of religious circles. The quote unquote age of consent, like I guess value in religion would be if somebody has their first period or they look old enough. Which could be as young as like 11 or 12-ish. A lot of this is, unfortunately, a lot of this behavior is acceptable in these spaces.
They would like to educate kids better. My personal opinion is kids just shouldn't be on the internet, period, and you should advocate for kids getting off of the internet.
Sure, yeah. I feel like they shouldn't, yeah.
Yeah. But that was kind of what she told me, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't feel like if you want to have a place for kids, then you should probably just get rid of the not safe for work, period.
And Pink Dagon replies, what kind of inbred looks like they enjoy sucking on batteries, Cro-Magnon ass type of logic is that? I wanted to expose children to fucked up porn so that the trans people didn't. Like, dog, where on earth does that make sense? Crybaby over there probably realized she done fucked up and threw LGBT people under the bus so she could grift and claim she was being persecuted by the woke or whatever.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it, because this is just more fuel to say that LGBTQ people are groomers or whatever, and be like, oh, look at that. Look at that. They're spreading the woke mind virus to our kids. But if actual grooming happens right before their eyes, they just like don't care about it whatsoever. Again, you can be a rapist pedophile and exist in right-wing spaces just fine.
Left behind children. And a poisonous woman's replies, when transphobes say save the children, 90% of the time they mean save some for me. An imaginary company says evergreen. Cairo official says, ignoring the transphobia, how does she even think it would do that? People can join more than one Discord server, lol. And Reduces says, maybe the idea is they'd be so busy in my fucked up server that they wouldn't go be active anywhere else. Which is, like you said, kind of a sketchy premise. Snot-nosed Swagger also posts the same clip, and then Nicandros quote tweets it by saying, so not only was Leaflit's server previously 18+, according to Mama Oko, Leaflit told him that they opened it to minors to keep them safe from trans people and trans ideology, and to educate kids better. Just to be clear, while you have a duty to protect kids and should ban them from your Discord so they don't get exposed to crazy stuff or crazy people, doing any kind of education or whatever you want to call it is not your job.
Yeah, true.
To them,
like, again, you're just a random adult online. You shouldn't be... If you're a 40-year-old or if you're a grown-ass adult, your job is not to talk to kids online.
You're an adult stranger. If you teach random kids on the internet that they can trust adult strangers, you're fucking them over when the one that wants to take advantage of them comes along.
Yeah, true.
Finger guns then...
I mean, again, Nick Andros has been, like, really on the money with this.
Tweets out at Harmful Opinions a screenshot from the Discord server by a mod, where the mod made a post and finger guns captions it by saying changes in the server is happening. And it's a mod Ellie saying, hello everyone, this announcement is simply to let you know that I will be taking over the direct and general management of the server. Unfortunately, we've had some issues recently that we don't want to see repeated. Therefore, I'm implementing a series of new rules and removing some channels to avoid unnecessary conflicts. My main goal is to ensure this server remains a pleasant and safe place for everyone who enjoys Leaflit's content and wants to support her and be part of her community. Please be patient while we finish implementing these changes. You'll see the updated rules in the appropriate channel. Some may be added later, so please read them carefully. Thank you for being part of this community and for helping us make the server a better place, and thanks for supporting Leaflet. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko, Salsal, Coldest Bandito, Captain Crashot, Papa
Gut, hey, base.
Your boy, and Noobster. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next episode.
That was fucking terrible. That was a much longer segment than I was prepared for dealing with, but it really is insane how people like sit here and go like, oh, but LGBTQ person, a groomer, they're problematic. But then you have grooming happening before their eyes, and they have children actually being exposed to harmful shit, and they don't seem to care whatsoever. They aren't even at the very least concerned about it. So yeah, that's interesting how that works.